Hi, everybody. It's so great to see you. We have a great crowd. I'm here with Dan Long from the St. Baldrick's Foundation. Hi, Dan. How's it going?
It's going amazing. Thank you.
Are you down in sunny Florida?
Is it sunny right now? I don't know. I haven't went outside yet. Actually, no, it's pretty sunny. It's sunny right now. It's sunny and
Lovely.
hot and sweaty and warm.
I hear there's a heat wave in Europe where I have family. So it's the summer. Everybody, it's so great to see you. What do you mind, Dan, before we get started, if I ask people a question, which is what their level of experience is with gaming, with online community fundraising? Just, have you run campaigns before? Are you learning about it? Where are you and what org are you with? We want to hear about that.
Okay, I am with the St. Baldrick's Foundation. That's the largest privately funded organization that raises money to fund childhood cancer research worldwide. We fund it worldwide.
Wow.
It's an amazing organization. I've been a partnered Twitch broadcaster for almost a decade. He made it, he says. Well, I've been a partnered Twitch broadcaster for almost a decade. So that's kind of how I got started, right? I did that full time for a bit.
Wow.
I did a lot of charity stuff on my own, right? I did hi Robin. I did a lot of stuff for Toys for Tots. I did
okay.
A lot of different things. So yeah.
Dan, you have such a cool background. So, and you ended up in fundraising. So when you say you were a full-time streamer, what does that even mean?
That means that I played video games all day long and people watched me and I got paid to do it. Right. So basically it's like you play video games, but you be entertaining, you act, you have a thing that's going on. You just do that. And so people do it on Twitch and on YouTube.
Okay. And and you said you got paid. Is it kind of like fundraising? I mean, essentially, are you just kind of doing like a phone-a-thon or a telethon while you play?
Well, basically, people do donate to you, but they also there's different monetization. After you become partnered, you get ad revenue, and there's subscription services. A lot of other people do Patreons. I make a video and then you get X amount. I never did a Patreon, but it was basically ad revenue, donations, and monetary gifts. I would call them monetary gifts, and then the subscription that comes from Twitch if people subscribe.
And lots of people think that this is kind of a niche thing, the weirdos playing. It isn't, right?
There's millions and millions of tens of millions of people that do it, right?
It's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's like there's not a lot of people that can do it full time and make a lot of money, but a lot of people just do it for the love of it. They do it because they're fun. They do it because, they just enjoy doing it.
That's so cool. I'm sure you know this stat better than I do, but just playing video games, it's like 2/3 of the US population that's played video games in some capacity. I don't know that it's streaming, but.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm in my 50s, right? And I remember I got my first video game system. I was like in grade school, and we have a picture of it. It's an Atari 2600, and I'm sitting at a card table playing with my grandma. So it's not like nerds in a basement, you know what I mean? So it's people my age play video games, from, our granddaughters play video games, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I know people that are in their 70s that play games. Not as many, but,
How cool. So I have to share, Dan, that just because it's so pervasive, just being online and just kind of, because of my activity with the DPP, which is, the Donor Participation Project, which is this group where we met, I've discovered so many people that are deep into streaming, video game culture that you just never suspect. It's absolutely nuts. How are you enjoying our little group, the Donor Participation Project?
I think it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to what if you are in the industry, in whatever capacity, I suggest you join because there's amazing networking. There's the exciting stuff going on. Exciting stuff going on in the future, right?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So, folks, the link is right there. Thanks, Dan. The other than, we hope people will join us because this is lots of great fun. It's been discovering just people that are in the industry and fundraising that are so I don't know, just kind of what you wouldn't expect, and just this
Right.
incredible talent that's not that typical kind of golf playing, taking people out to dinner fundraisers.
Mm.
Speaking of that, tell us about your job. We're so eager to hear. And folks, please, if you can support the St. Baldrick Foundation.
Okay, the St. Baldrick Foundation is amazing. I am blessed to be brought on here. So the St. Baldrick's Foundation has been around for quite a while, but they've always done generally in-person events, head shaving events, right? That's the thing. Shave your head to raise money for kids cancer. They just recently
Wow.
last year got into gaming fundraisers. And so I got brought on. My amazing supervisor is here, Robin Raphael. So everybody say hi to her.
Hi,
She's
Robin.
amazing. So they brought me on. We did a big event last year called Catch a Million. Was that last year? No, it was earlier this year. Wow, called Catch a Million. Sorry, Catch a Million, where the goal was to, of course, raise money, but it was in the gaming thing. It was to catch 1 million Pokemon on Twitch over time, right?
Oh my goodness.
And so we are going to continue doing that. And we have some other events. We have one that is for VTubers, which is a whole nother niche, right? A VTuber is somebody.
What is that?
A VTuber, it's a virtual YouTuber. So instead of like me being on camera, it's a character. So it's like an animated character, and they use a camera to motion capture your mouth and voice. And so like my granddaughter does that actually on my Twitch channel. So it's called VTubers that Conquer Kids Cancer. We have another amazing event coming up in September. I want to talk about it, but I don't know if I can yet. I can't really.
Okay.
I can't really talk about it yet, but we have another amazing one coming up, and I am super, 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 super excited for it.
Very cool. People are saying it's exciting to hear from a practitioner, which is kind of our whole philosophy with this group. Somebody who's 50 and has been a gamer for 22 years. That's amazing. And kind of just this is really interesting because your organization, maybe like a few others that we have in our group, and we're putting together a course on gaming later on in the year, and I'll share a link later. But we have the USO that's also kind of starting up a gaming and streaming communities program. Do you know a little bit of the story behind how did they bring Robin on board? Like what switched, who saw that opportunity to say, let's invest in this?
That was Robin Raphael. That was her baby. She's like pushed and pushed and pushed for streaming, and like, look, should see this potential. So that's really what we've been working through. I've been documenting stuff and doing analytics and like saying, look, there's this is an amazing group, an amazing opportunity. Millions and hundreds of millions of dollars is raised on Twitch through donations for charities. It's amazing.
Wow. So you're doing these. What does your day-to-day look like? Because for people who are your traditional fundraisers, like, I would talk with volunteers, call a few people, write a letter. What does that look like for you?
Well, my day today. Okay, well, today I'll tell you what I've done. As I've been, so we have a Tiltify campaign, and if you don't know what Tiltify is, it's a way that it's a fundraising tool that people use that as a donation portal, and then live streamers use it. So when someone donates, like a thing will pop up on the screen. And so what I had been doing is with the VTuber campaign, I was putting in. They gave me, there's. If you raise $25, you get this. If you raise $100, you get that, right? So what I was doing today is I was putting a spreadsheet or a CSV of codes in, because the company Animes gave me like 3-month codes for people when they raised $25. So I was putting that in there, and then I was starting to work on a logo for something. A lot of the times, like today, I'm doing something like this, or maybe a webinar. Then we have meetings, lots of meetings. Sometimes my day is because I run the Discord server, so I'm in there, documenting what the Discord server needs to do and how it needs to flow. I'm also setting up campaigns and brainstorming other ID. I was reading what he said in the chat. Brainstorming other ideas for the different angles, so that we can reach out to content creators that are invested in the different causes.
That's cool. So like your volunteers are your content creators. That's
yes. We don't pay content creators, so they all volunteer. From
okay.
mine, right? For the real life organization, there's volunteers all over the place. They have big, huge, massive events where they have head shaving events over a weekend, and for St. Baldrick's, it's all volunteers. Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, so what fascinates me about this is that a lot of the same kind of principles of fundraising, of engagement, you need people to engage. You need to build community, in ways that are participatory. I describe this as participatory, purposeful, recurring. It meets all the, check boxes, because you have this amazing community. And I love to show the parallelism. So your volunteers are your content creators. You meet with them instead of in person, mostly on a platform called Discord, right? Asynchronously. You train them. You said you do webinars. You do like a lot of kind of.
I will attend webinars because I want to learn stuff, right? So I'm also in the process of making attending events as well. So we're in the process of pitching a talk to an event that teaches, that talks about how to live stream for charity, because there's certain things you have to do. You have to say certain things. You have to have certain call to actions. You can't just play a game for an hour and expect people to donate, right? You have to talk to people about the cause. You have to give them numbers, this amount of money will do this. You have to get people engaged, and you have to get them excited about what they're doing.
Wow. Is the technical setup super hard? Like the technical piece?
It's a process, but it's not super hard, right?
Okay.
I wish it would be simpler, but if you we got questions coming in. That's awesome.
Awesome. Because mine's stuck.
Yeah, if you can use a Microsoft Office, you can pretty much do that stuff, because it's pretty much, you fill it out, you put a graphic there, you do stuff, and the stuff that we use, like Tiltify, is super simple to use. The help and support is amazing. Discord, that's a little bit more complex, but if you're a gamer, you know what Discord is and you use it all the time. That's basically an instant communications platform, right?
Okay, tell us about Discord. Somebody's asking, have you found Discord as an effective way to communicate to your audience?
Yeah, as someone setting up these campaigns for the first time for an organization, I initially feel like download the resource. Would you agree, or feel the priority should be similar to overarching rollouts? That's a very long question. So let me see if I can answer that. You would love to see an example of a fundraiser game. Go to catchamillion.com. That was the last marketing.
Let me look it up. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, catchamillion.com. So Discord is amazing. If you have not used Discord before, very much get a Discord moderator to help you, someone that has done that before, because there's a process to set it up. There's a process to make it look good. There's a way. I've done research on how to make announcements so people read them, because there's a way that people read things. People read things. They only read so much, and then they just kind of ignore stuff. So I call it it's called the F something, because it looks like an F the way the announcement is written.
Okay.
So people's eyes are drawn to it better. So there's just a lot of research to do. You need to have moderators to be there in case someone comes in and starts saying a bunch of dumb stuff, because it happens. People come in, swear, or say racist things, or whatever, negative stuff. It is an amazing tool.
You have to create a safe environment for people.
You have to create a very, very safe environment, because people will like to be safe, but you also have to give a value to it, right? Like, why do people want to go to your Discord? Is it just to see announcements about your charity, or are there some other resources there?
That's amazing. And something that I find that lots of people who set up these online community platforms, and of course, I work for one also at Alma Base, is when you get it started, you need to feed it, there's a commitment, right, to feeding it some content.
There is.
To get those conversations started. Is that you in your all's Discord channel, or does it run itself on its own?
It's not quite to the running itself on its own. I'm working on that, but eventually what happens with Discord servers is they do start just kind of running themselves on their own, because you get moderators that are fired up, and they're gamers or whoever, and they want to join it. So charity discords are a little bit different than other community kind of discords, because like for my streaming discord, that was active all the time, right? Because I was always doing something. I was streaming every day. Something was happening. With a charity, it's more like, here's our event that we're doing this month. There's an ongoing event. So people are not in it continually like you would see others more popular discords. And that was something I kind of had to come to terms with. And it was hard for me because I'm like, why aren't people chatting as much as I want them to? But, you know, it's important. This, like, all the toolkits are in there. All the information on what they have to do is in there. They can just access it. It's got an FAQ. And if they want to ask me a question, they don't have to send me an email. They just tag my name in there and ask me, and then I see it right away. So it is a great tool. And it's really about building the community and asking the community to bring people into it. That's the tough part, right? But once it gets rolling, it gets rolling.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So I say that you feed communities with content. That's something I tell people.
I noticed that the Catch a Million had a security certificate issue, and but it's I think it's because it was our last event. But yeah, it does have a security issue, but it doesn't do anything. Tiltify.com, St. Baldrick's. Yeah, that's our ongoing Tiltify right there. If you want to see the Tiltify page.
Okay. So let me go in. How does there's lots of fundraisers on the call today, and people are thinking, okay, you've convinced me, Dan. My nonprofit probably has a list. I have people in my database who would join something like this. I may have even some streamers who I don't know about. Like, what would you do to start? How would you get started? Would you open a Discord channel? Would you try to find your influencers in your file?
I think very much one of the very, very, very first steps are getting a Discord server, especially if you're going to work with gamers. That is like the number one thing that everyone on Twitch uses, right? I would venture to say that you could ask 1,000 people on Twitch and maybe one of them say they don't use it, right? So
interesting.
Because you want a place for people to go, and you want a place to be to organize everybody, and you want a place to give information and answer information. So once that's kind of set up, then you can start reaching out to content creators, which is not always that easy, because many content creators, like, how would you go and you find someone's email, right? You look at their gaming channel, see what their contact, no contact info there. Well, you go to their Twitter. Nope, no email there, and their DMs are closed. Oh, you go to their Facebook. Nope. So sometimes it's really hard. It's really
Robin Mendez, who's with you in the steer committee for the course that we're doing, shared something similar. Like, these people who maybe are raising millions of dollars and making themselves, a very, very healthy living, you don't even know the real names.
Right. There's a gateway to get through. There is, and some of them have agents. Right. And so some content creators don't want to do anything without getting paid, but that's fine, because there's millions of them. And, I feel like it's better to get a bunch of smaller content creators as opposed to like somebody that has 10,000 viewers.
And especially in a nonprofit, like I always think in the Donor Participation Project, we have this smaller nonprofit, that frontline fundraiser who this might be part of, something on the side of their desk. They're not going to start with, they might just have a file and try to, what you said, set up a Discord channel, see who shows up. No?
Right.
Some really good questions. And it was a trick question, like, how would you get started with this? The right answer was you sign up for the course that we're doing in the fall.
Ding, 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 ding. Wrong answer. Sign up for the course.
I'm joking. I hate to do this, but I really think we should let people know about this. Good questions in the chat for you, Dan. Do you want to go through them? Somebody mentioned Twitch and Discord. What are they? Where does an organization begin to select what platform to use?
Oh my gosh, we're asking the hard questions here. So first, is there a way I can't type in this right here? I was going to put in my Discord ID and also my email. That way, if anybody had any questions after this, they could certainly reach out to me.
Chat to me privately in Restream, or go to LinkedIn and post it right there. It doesn't. Yes, you can't type directly into the feed.
Okay, I'll put this in here. So let's go with the very first question as I do this real quick. It's 4235 hashtag 4235 and then long at St. Baldricks.org. Okay, let me scroll down and see if I can go to questions here.
Okay, folks, contact Dan if you have questions. I can vouch for him being a great guy, really helpful for the nonprofit fundraiser community. So, oh my goodness, Dan, your boss beat me to posting your email. So
she's on top of it. I tell you what.
This is so fun. Yeah, Twitch and Discord. What are they? How do you select them? Is there a cost? What's the deal?
Okay, so Twitch, it's twitch.tv. That is it's like YouTube, but it's all live, right? It's all live. People interact with the chat. Discord is discord.gg, and Discord is basically a how can I even explain it if for somebody that doesn't know? It's basically a giant chat room that you can organize, and you have your own server that is yours that you own, and you can organize all the different chats, and you can put in different information.
It's like a Slack.
It's kind of, yeah, it's like a Slack, but it's made specifically for, it was started out as for gamers, but then so many different people use it. Like I've seen people have Bible studies on it, and so they're both free, right? You can actually pay for a couple of extra services on Discord, but there's also a lot of plugins. The best advice really is, like, if you don't know anything about Twitch or about Discord, it takes a while to kind of research it, is to find somebody that is a content creator and knows that stuff. Because if somebody's a Twitch streamer, they more than likely know that stuff, right? So find somebody that has a Twitch stream that you like their personality, they don't say a bunch of vulgar things, and you can just watch different Twitch channels and then talk to them,
Cool. Okay, so I'm a fundraiser in social services organization in New Jersey. Start networking, go into your file, try to identify somebody who's already active. Don't start this from nilch. Is that mostly, do these things have a cost, Dan?
To which things? Discord,
Twitch, Discord.
No, it's free. I mean, you can, there's different things you can pay for Discord, but we don't really have anything paid on our Discord. Everything is free from it. Wow. Another way to, like, getting a hold of influencers is tough. So you may want to kickstart, you may want to invest a little money to help kickstart your organization to start building a content creator base. There's a lot of PR companies that do that kind of stuff. I'm not advocating for anyone potentially or anyone specifically, but building your own from scratch is really, really, it is an ordeal, and it takes a lot of time. And for someone to sit there and do that, because you may reach out to, you may be watching, it's like going to YouTube and like, oh, I'm going to reach out to this guy and this guy. You may reach out to 50 of them and maybe 2 of them will respond. So it's pretty tough.
That's so interesting. And there's 2 angles to this, right? One is, do you connect with people that already have a community and audience? The other one is, do you try to grow that engagement within your existing donor file? And I've heard of like those 2 approaches, right?
Yeah, like we have an existing, since we did Catch a Million, we had help with that, so we got a start of a good database of content creators.
Awesome.
I've also been building up some content creators in our Discord, and it is definitely a marathon. It is definitely not a sprint, for sure. It takes time. It takes time to cultivate them, and people will pop in, and then they'll be gone, and then they're there, and then so it just takes a lot of time.
It's like any fundraising effort. You need to invest in the relationships.
Yeah, you gotta dig in, and like, you may not see profitable return in the beginning, but you got to just keep doing and doing and doing.
Okay. Well, hopefully this conversation gives people kind of the faith, the security that it can work, that there is something there. It's not definitely, not a niche thing. So many questions. I'm looking to have a virtual fundraiser, non-gaming. So a non-gaming, but I guess streamed fundraiser type of thing. What platform would you suggest to use to stream?
Well, once again, Tiltify it doesn't matter. It's gaming, non-gaming, it really doesn't matter. Tiltify is great.
Okay. And Tiltify works with Twitch?
What's that?
Tiltify works with Twitch, or is that separate? Is that a different thing?
You know what? That is, you would have to ask Robin Mendez. Robin Mendez knows more of the ins and outs of that.
Cool.
You know, there are other donation type platforms, but I really just have experience with a couple of them, and Tiltify. And I know that Tiltify is really expanding to be more than just gamers, right? They got some things in the works awesome. That they're working on. Yeah, Robin's posting all kinds of info right now.
Oh, bam, my goodness.
Robins are on top of it.
Oh, wow. This is great. And yeah, so everybody connect with Robin too. We have a real group of experts. Robin is also part of this group that's advising us on how to put together a course on gaming. We felt that people just fundraisers don't know enough about this, and there's so much opportunity.
So Sonia asks, so first you need Discord and then Twitch, and then you need to get gaming software too. I mean, for the fundraiser, you just need Discord and you need Twitch just so you can look at content creators. Discord is like the hub of everything. I base everything off of Discord. I send people there. I give information to people there. Whenever I'm talking to people, I try and get them to go there. That way I have instant access communication with them.
Very, very cool. I'm kind of overwhelmed by the positive response today, Dan. More questions here. Okay, I have a question for you, Dan. Is it hard? Okay, I'm imagining the fundraiser. We identify, streamers, or we organize an event, a community event to do with games. Is Twitch like hard for people to just enjoy? Like when you go to the site, is that a high hurdle to ask your donors to do? Go on Twitch and join the fundraiser?
Well, really, that for them to join the fundraiser, they don't have to go on Twitch, really.
Okay.
I mean, Twitch is just like, they can just go to Tiltify and set up a fundraiser, and
cool.
And then, post those links on their social media or whatever. I believe you can even have a QR code that people can just come up and go blip, and QR code if you have a live event. Is that right, Robin? That is right. Yeah, you can have a QR code. And if they don't have that, I mean, you can make a QR code. It's super easy.
That's cool. And then people watch the streaming event anywhere, right? Like you're watching this that we're doing right now.
Right. Like right now, I mean, you're using this product. Like you could stream to Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those places all at the same time if you wanted, right?
Okay. Well, I mean, you're getting me so excited. Dan, next time that we do this this DPP office hours, we're going to have a Tiltify donate link just for fun. This is so much fun. Do you see other good questions? Do people have questions about this? Do you see a roadblock? Like if you went back to work today and said, "Hey, I went to the session. It was amazing. I heard from Dan Long. Can we start this at work?" What would people say? Would it be a problem? Would love to hear about that. What about regional charities? Luisa Dovidio is asking.
Regional, worldwide, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, anybody can do it. Oh, wait. How can nonprofits identify gamers among their existing donors? You're going to have to ask them. I mean, I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say do a poll, right? Hey, how many of you guys are on Twitch, right? So it's interesting because you never know who is actually a live streamer. So one of the sponsors of us was Sport Clips, and when we were working on this other project, somebody reached out to me and they're like, I'm a manager at Sport Clips. I want to live stream this. So that was kind of cool,
That's amazing.
Luisa says, I work for a regional organization. I'm wondering if I would need to find a local streamer or if it would matter. So in the past, I've done events on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/indie, if anybody's interested. So where we would do a thing called the 12 Days of Indie, which was for Toys for Tots. And what that was, it was a 12-day long event that was live for 24 hours a day for 12 days. And I have like 30 to 50 different broadcasters, content creators come on, because I can't stream that long. That would be crazy. So they're from all over the world, right? And they come on my channel. There's German, there's Spanish, there's people from Europe, people from South Africa. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, thanks, Lewis. My content is basically Christian content. So, you know, you never, like you said, you never know who is a gamer. I'm a Christian. I'm also a biker, right? Like I ride Harleys and hang out with guys in leather vests and stuff. Marcus, yes, 12 Days of Indie. And so, you know, I am typically not what people would say, oh, that guy is a gamer. Like I'm hanging out with all these bikers and they're like, you play video games? Yeah, one of the toughest guys I know, big old tough, mean guy. He loves the cheesy little games on his phone, right? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. Let me see it. And he's like playing some little cutesy game on his phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And you give me a hard time, you know, so.
What I love about this is going beyond those stereotypes. They're so ingrained in fundraising, like who has money, who doesn't, who should be interested, who shouldn't, who should be a fundraiser, you know? And we're just kind of blowing through all of that. Marcus Howard has a great question that he asked when he joined the group of us. He just asked, what's your favorite video game? And that would be a great way with a nonprofit to start identifying people who are gamers.
Because some people are mobile gamers, some people are PC gamers, some people play on Xboxes or PlayStation. You know, there's a big fight between Xbox and PlayStation. I like them both, so I don't care. You know.
Very cool. Somebody was asking in the chat, a question for you, Dan. So you need the streaming, the donation software, the chat kind of community building platform, Discord. And then what happens with the game? Do people need to buy a game? Or
well, if they're already content creators, they already have all that stuff, right? You don't. It's pretty much just like here's where you sign up and you can start fundraising. Nintendo Gamer for Life, he says. You sign up here, and so then people take those links and in their Twitch channel or YouTube channel or TikTok channel or whatever platform they use, they just say, hey, if you want to donate, click this link. So it doesn't matter. But you play other AAA games on PC, right? Who doesn't? So it, you know, as far as like setting up people with a game or whatever, it's kind of like that's them, right? They're the volunteers. They probably already have that stuff. You know, that's what they do. You could, of course, set up like an esports competition with There's tons of free video games out there, like Fall Guys, for example.
Yeah, we're gonna play that. So our course, Dan, that you're helping us with is going to teach people the basics, but then there's going to be a tournament. So everybody's going to be playing there. So did you say Fall Guys? Yeah, coincidence. We're going to be playing Fall Guys.
I know. It's totally a coincidence that I said that.
Julie's asking a question. What could be alternative accountability methods to create more engagement in these communities? I don't know if she's referring to your comments about Discord at the beginning.
Well, accountability with volunteers that's a thing, right? Now, if you're paying somebody, then you can definitely hold them accountable. But really, if somebody is a volunteer, they volunteer, right? So you can offer them things. Like I said, we work with that company, and they like, hey, when you raise your first, and it's such a low amount, raise your first $25, that you get this free thing. So it gives them an incentive. It doesn't really hold them accountable, you know, but it gives them maybe, hey, I want to start doing this. And if they start doing it, then, you know, they'll like it. They'll think, hey, this is awesome. So we also, like, in certain situations, you raise X amount, you will get a t-shirt, that kind of stuff. So accountability is tough. We're starting an ambassador program in our Discord, and also moderators. So I feel like giving them the power, like they're invested in it. So then they feel, I think it's you're a little bit more accountable to something you're invested in.
That's really good. Among Us. I love, you know, I'm into the community thing. I love that, you know, those places where we can just get our community playing a game together. Karen says, I had a group of students from a post-secondary institute do a 24-hour Among Us stream. Must have been something. Karen,
There's lots of Red Bull in that, I'm sure. Can I talk about an ambassador program and what does that look like? Okay, for me, so the ambassador program is content creators that really believe in whatever the cause is that you're doing. Like for us, I mean, it's kids' cancer, and cancer is a huge thing. I mean, everybody knows somebody or is related to somebody, or directly it has affected them in some way, shape, or form. So the ambassadors are people that I'm looking for that, you know, want to continually talk about it, want to, I'm working on ways, we are working on ways for them to feel more invested than just a content creator. So instead of just going, oh, there's an event in March and I'm going to do that, they want to continually talk about that. They want, you know, maybe have that branding in their content continually.
Awesome.
What common mistakes do charities make when recruiting streamers? Robin, throwing out the questions. Not vetting them, right? Not vetting them. Maybe picking certain people that don't have the enthusiasm or energy, right? I've seen a lot of content. Oh, yeah, we're just playing. Please donate to this thing right here. It's pretty awesome. And then they don't ever talk about it again, right? Now that's fine when you're getting volunteers, but when you have let's say you're doing an event and you have like a team of team leaders and there's 8 of them, right? They want to lead teams in an event where they're fighting against each other in game or something. So if you pick team leaders that are not entertaining, they're not passionate, they're just kind of blah, blah, blah. I feel like that can be done better. It could be vetted. Also vetting, a lot of people are very vulgar when it comes to live streaming, and you don't want to taint your brand by having people that are representing you be like that. Now, of course, people are volunteers and people can just randomly volunteer if they want to. Anybody has a link to go sign up and do a Tiltify campaign for us if they want. So we can't control that, right? Or so the shtick for us is shaving heads. The shtick, I don't know if shtick is the right word. The thing, we're the head shaving people, right? Now it's not necessarily safe to shave your eyebrows and, you know, wax your legs and that kind of stuff. And we don't really promote that. And on our stream or our content, we would never say, hey, wax your eyebrows. But a lot of people will do stuff like that, but we don't really have control over that.
Okay, Dan, and I imagine you have guidelines, and Robin shared a volunteer creator like toolkit.
That is the old toolkit. New one's getting made. Whoop, whoop. Smaller streamers tend to be more passionate about causes. And yes, large streamers do as well, but I agree. Smaller streamers are more excited, right? Because smaller content creators are looking to break out. They're looking to become successful. So they are super excited about things. And also, like somebody that has 1,000 viewers, when you're live streaming, the chat's just going by and it's like you're watching a show, right? They're not really interacting with the chat.
You can't answer.
If somebody has 10, 15, 50 viewers, there's a conversation going on between the content creator and the chat. You know, once it gets up to 100 viewers, then it's pretty much the chat is asking the content creators questions and they're answering. But after, 200, 300, 400, the content creators just talking and there's no like chat interaction. So smaller content creators, they have a Discord server. They have like their 5 loyal viewers that they got. Maybe they have 20 viewers. So they know these people. They know like what's going on. If they have a dog, they're on a more personal relationship. So if you're trying to get somebody that you're on a personal relationship to help you with something you're invested in and passionate about, the chances are much greater than if there's just 1,000 people watching you and, there's no investment except for that they just watch you because you're entertaining.
The dynamic changes a lot. And I think we've seen that even with our little group in the DPP, even when you just have 80 people in a Zoom, it changes versus
just 80. Only when there's 80 people in the Zoom call, right?
Exactly. It just, you can't have those conversations. Hey, Dan, let's talk about the fundraising piece. Okay. So we've gone through a ton of the how-tos. And I feel like you've shared a lot of value. And, I'm grateful, and I hope the community is grateful too. What types of donors do you attract? Are these new donors? Do you try to get them into monthly giving programs? Are these mostly one-off people, that tend to not come back? Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so for my personal, with the yearly event that I've done on my channel for Toys for Tots, those people come back for the event, right? I've seen names in there that have been every year. They're there. They might not be there the rest of the time of the year, but for that event, they are there. So I'm looking through the donation, because we don't. When you get donations through Tiltify, it's generally like a username. We have not been asking people's names. So I have seen during an event multiple donations from the same people, but really, it's just going to depend. And we have not been trying to recruit monthly recurring donations. Okay. And I kind of feel that, I think that's a good idea, but also, like, as a content creator myself, I know that, like, I would do an event for, a pit bull rescue, and then I would move on and do something else. And content creators, of course, I know a lot of content creators doing a charity event to raise donations for a cause and, earning money for themselves. So a lot of people, they don't want to do that continually. But then there's also a lot of content creators that don't care about the money, and they're like, this is all for charity. I'm not trying to make money, So it's really, it's really all over the place, and you never know who's donating. It could be a teenager, it could be a wealthy person, it could be a prince from Dubai. You just don't know, because it's worldwide. So,
wow, what's the range of gifts that you all have seen? Like, I imagine it's from $1 to.
I don't think in the past event. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think we got anything over a $500 gift. I may be mistaken, though. I don't recall, because I didn't really go into depth in the spreadsheet and organize it like that. But I believe there was nothing over $500. I might be wrong, though. I may be incorrect.
Always those surprises. I've seen those kind of, the super big streamers, and there were some 100K gifts in there. So that money is definitely out there. Okay, so this is really interesting. And something lots of fundraisers will ask about. So you get all these donations. So you typically just get a username. How is there a venue or a possibility to take that conversation offline, or that relationship offline?
Yeah, you can ask. You can set it up to where donors can give you their name, address, all of the information. We just haven't done that. We did do where our largest single gift was $3,000. Okay, see, I was mistaken. So that's amazing.
Wow.
You went and looked it up, didn't you, Robin? I knew you did. She was like, I gotta know. Markiplier gave Jacksepticeye $100,000 for Thanksmas last year. Pretty amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it won't be typical. I always think about just kind of all types of orgs that we have represent. That won't be typical, but kind of inspiration that it is
in
out
the
there.
Mobile gaming industry. They call that a whale. Like with the mobile games, they have they may have 1 million users, but they maybe have 5 users that are very rich and they spend a lot of money. They call those whales.
Okay, so for all those Candy Crush aficionados, tell us if you're a whale.
Right? I don't know. That's a really a strange term. PewDiePie raised $200K for this Indian children education organization. That's awesome.
Wow, that's super cool. Well, this has been such a whirlwind, Dan. Any final thoughts, words of inspiration for somebody who's thinking, wow, St. Baldrick's is so cool and visionary, we should do this too? What would you tell them?
The only way to do it is to do it, right? You gotta convince your people in your organization. There's money here, right? There's money, there's potential, there's passion here. There's people that are passionate about this stuff. And then the other thing is, look to other organizations that that have been around already, used in the gaming world, that other charities, because there are some other charities that have been around for quite a while that their whole marketing budget is invested in gamers, and they do really well. They raise a lot of money. And I mean, talking about money is just seems kind of weird, but there's a ton of awareness, right? But there are some very, very successful charities that work specifically in the Twitch gaming space.
That's amazing. Okay, so follow up with people. Connect with Dan Long. Connect with Robin Mendez, with Minaz, with Marcus Broward. All of these folks are helping us because I'm such an ignorant. They're helping us build a course. And hey, join that course too if you have a budget for that in your organization. If you don't, we also want you to join their scholarships. So that URL there will give you the link to all of that. And we're super grateful. It's been great to learn from somebody who's doing it, Dan, because there's lots of theory, but it's hard to find, practitioners. So thanks.
Well, I got burned out on live streaming so much, but I am super passionate about this. I'm super passionate about content creation and of course, what St. Baldrick's does. It's an amazing organization, and I am truly honored to be the one that they picked to come on board. I mean, I'm floored. And we're going to be at TwitchCon this year. Yeah, and if you don't know what TwitchCon is and you're interested in the gaming space, just look up TwitchCon. The event is on October. It's going to be in San Diego. There's a whole charity section, and you can just walk around and talk to content creators if you want to. Right.
Yeah. So more words of inspiration. Think of an industry that's larger than Hollywood and that does conventions and has a charity section. I mean, it really is quite something.
The video game industry raises more money than movies, or makes more money than movies. Now I'm so used to raises more money. It makes more money, right?
This has been great. Thanks a whole lot for sharing your thoughts and your energy. You're amazing, Dan.
Thank you, Louis. You're amazing. Thanks for putting together DPP. And remember, you guys can reach out to me, dan.long@stbaldricks.org. Hit me up with any questions. I am more than happy to have discussions. Or if you want to have a call or talk about stuff, I am more than happy.
Thanks, everybody. Dan Long, nicest guy on the internet.